Hi everybody, thank you for tuning into the part 2 of my Q&A video. So let's start with the next question. Amanda Ashby from Canada. Lots of people from Canada. Is it true you guys call us upper Mexicans? My ex-narcissist has bragged for the last 2 days about how great his new relationship is and his sex life. But why does he still flirt with me? That's a normal question for normal people, but a narcissist will flirt with everybody, especially a psychopath and a sociopath and a borderline. They flirt, man. They flirt, and they will never stop flirting, and they'll flirt with the goddamn minister, the priest that marries you. They flirt with everyone, and they're always looking for the next supply. It doesn't matter where you're at with them. They're always looking. They have people on the back burners just waiting. You know, that girl that he says they've been friends with a long time and they just talk every once in a while and they keep in touch, whatever. That's someone waiting. He's keeping them on the back burner. It does, and all this bullshit about my relationship is so amazing, the sex life is so great, all of that is fucking bullshit. All they care about is their appearance and what they look like and what other people think of them. They care more about what the world thinks of them, people they don't even know. They care more about what they think of them than you, than the person that loves them, the person they live with, the person they have children with. They don't give a fuck what you think. They don't want you to find out what they are, but towards the end, it's kind of like, who cares? They're going to flirt all the time, and there's nothing that keeps them from doing that. The only thing that will keep them from cheating is the most amazing supply, and I would say even just in the beginning. Other than that, they're going to flirt, they're going to cheat. Patricia from Florida. I have gone no contact since February. He will not stop attempts to contact me. He does it through other people, even my 13-year-old daughter. I'm so scared I will cave in if he contacts me. Normal. I understand this, Patricia. Right after this, you're so afraid that because you know that you'll crumble. You know he's got power over you, that he manipulates you. You're afraid of him raising his voice and doing all kinds of shit. I get it. I can't believe. As much as I know about these motherfuckers, they do not surprise me ever. I mean, he's using your 13-year-old daughter. If you have to, you get authorities involved. You get a lawyer to write a threat letter. I tell you guys all this all the time. Lawyers will write threat letters, and a lot of times they work. And they are very cheap. You can get a lawyer sometimes to do this for $50, $100. They'll write a threat letter to your ex saying, next move you make towards my daughter, my family, me, or anything, we're pursuing. We're going to sue you, but we're also going to pursue legal. We're going to get you in trouble. You know, this is not right. He needs to not have contact with your daughter. If you have to, you get a restraining order. Now, I know you don't want to do all this, Patricia. Most of you guys just want it to stop and go away. So, you do whatever you can to stop this contact. You do whatever you can. You block him from everything. You keep him away. If you have to, you be around your 13-year-old daughter to keep him away. But like I said, if you have to, don't be afraid to get authorities involved. If you have to do it. Especially for your daughter. Your daughter doesn't need this. These guys are creepy. They don't give a shit. A lot of them are afraid of police, so you just get a police involved and they'll back off. DMQ. My ex used to cut herself. She was hot and cold. She would tell me she loves me while she's cheating on me. She has dated much older men and always talks about me. Always talks about what she is. Please help me. DMQ, she's a borderline personality disorder. Very common that they cut themselves. They're suicidal. Hot and cold, big time, man. They come in big time and they leave cold. I know narcissists do this too, but borderlines do this. They're all about cheating. They're all about using their body and sex. They're all about pursuing unattainable men, older men, younger men. They're always doing this. And your relationship is going to be fucking chaos. Massive chaos. It never stops. It never stops. It's just woo, 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 roller coaster, hot, cold, in and out, up and down. Yes, good, bad, sex, no sex, cheat on you while they have no sex. I mean, it's just, dude, it's fucking chaotic, man. It's chaotic. And, yeah, stay away from her. Do everything you can to get away from her. I'm sorry. Jess from Ohio, another question. What is the difference between one of us looking in the mirror for confidence and a narcissist doing it? Well, a narcissist has a fake, false ego. And, you know, I always say a narcissist, especially histrionic, they're like babies and they can't see past their fingers and toes. You know, meaning they cannot stop concentrating on themselves. They cannot. They love images of themselves. That's total histrionic. And if that's somebody you know, then they might be histrionic. Look it up, and there's those different little traits about them. And maybe I'll post a video up there about it. It's in the cluster C. It's in cluster B. And I'll send a video about the cluster B disorders, and it talks about histrionic. Look, you guys didn't do this enough. We didn't love ourselves enough, you know, and that's why we're with people that didn't love us as well. We are all about them, and that's the only people they can be with, is people that are all about them. That's all they can do, is think about them. When we say they don't have empathy, it means they cannot identify with how you feel. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they've been through it too, and they can't identify with how you feel. The narcissist is obsessed with their own image. Now, they say the narcissists love themselves. They don't love themselves. It's all fake, false shit. They think they're pieces of shit, and they do every single thing they can to hide it, to cover it up, to mask it, to come up with a fake identity. And they are just so unevolved, undeveloped, that they are obsessed with the image of themselves in a mirror. Now, you guys, us, it's a good thing to look in the mirror and say, I love you. Is what you're doing is you're trying to tell yourself that you love yourself. Now, I know it seems like the same thing that they're doing, but it's not. They're obsessed with themselves. We are not. We need to love ourselves more. We need to take care of ourselves more. When you look in a mirror, you're doing a couple different things. One is you're in the here and now, and that brings peace. You're not living in the future. You're not stuck in the past. Those are fears. You, right now, in a mirror, looking at yourself and say, I love you, is in the present, it's in the here, it's in the now, and it brings peace. It's also something that you need to do that nobody else you can rely on to do. You were in a relationship with somebody that never loved you. The longer you're in a relationship with somebody that never loved you, the more you need to love yourself. You know, a lot of us are in families with people that don't love us. I was in a family with people that didn't love me. And that causes damage after a long time. It's hard to love yourself after that. But you need to tell yourself. The more you tell yourself, the more you believe it. It is. I always say these things. You need to love yourself, look in the mirror and say you love yourself. And it's just like if you want to trust people, you start trusting people. If you want to trust someone, then do things that means you trust people. Touch them, hug them, say I love you. Talk to them, open up to them. It works. These things work. Fake it till you make it, right? I promise you, it works. Jess from Ohio, what is the difference? Oh, sorry, Jess, that was the last one. Well, here's another one from Jess from Ohio. Why did my ex-narcissist tell me, you know I'm worthless? Well, who knows? I don't know the context of that actual conversation, Jess. Maybe you were asking him to do something and he didn't want to do it. And he's like, man, you know I'm worthless. Just to get out of any responsibility of doing it. But I'm telling you, I don't give a shit. They don't love themselves. They are not happy. These people are fucking guilt. They're shame-ridden. They bask in shame. They at a very early age thought horrible about themselves, and they started lying to protect, to survive. But they really, deep down inside, they know what a bad piece of shit they are. Barbara BH. How can you tell the difference between someone who claims to have been abused by a narcissist and the abuser? Great questions, because a lot of this is very similar, right? I mean, when you come out of this relationship and you meet someone and you begin to tell them, look, I was in a relationship, I remember doing this, I was in a relationship with someone that was fucked up and they hurt me really bad and I'm so hurt and this and that. And that's the same thing the abuser does, right? They say, oh, I was in a bad relationship with someone, blah, 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 blah. But all you have to do is use different things. I mean, that's just one aspect. See the similarities between these people and the people that you were in love with that were narcissists. There's going to be lots. Not just one. There's going to be a lot. Okay? There's going to be a lot, and you can't ignore it. You can't ignore those. You can't ignore those red flags. You just can't. Because you don't have to. You guys, you don't have to ignore red flags. You can't just live in fear of losing somebody that you think might be abusing you. And that's what a lot of this is, you guys. You're just afraid of losing that person, and you're willing to take chances that they're abusing you because maybe they aren't. And I don't want to lose somebody that's not. But is it okay to be in a relationship with somebody you feel might be abusing you? Someone that you're not comfortable with. Someone that you don't know. Someone that you need to go ask other people for the answers instead of them. Evaluate your relationship. Makeup Mobster from New York. Your girlfriend explained why she fell victim to a narcissist. Can you? The last video on my channel is a two-parter Q&A video for my girlfriend, and she answered a bunch of questions, and she spoke about how she fell victim to a narcissist. And yeah, I can tell you guys a little bit of how that happened. And this is something you guys have to do. You will be amazed, fucking amazed, and you'll keep discovering more and more and more. This is something that takes over time for you to really, really see. You guys can't, it's really hard to look at your life and see how not normal it is, because it's normal to you. Someone could tell you it's not normal. It's like, yeah, whatever, it is normal. You know, and it's not. Most likely, you didn't have a normal childhood. And the reasons you date people that are disordered is because of how you grew up, and it's because of how your parents were. Most likely one of your parents were disordered. Most likely they were either disordered or had another mental illness, or they were an alcoholic, a drug addict, but no matter what, they neglected you or abused you or abandoned you, because what they didn't do is meet your emotional needs. Your emotional needs were never met. You weren't allowed to talk about them. You weren't allowed to bring them up. You didn't ask questions. You didn't tell people how you feel. They didn't ask how you feel. You buried all your feelings. You hid everything. And you spent your childhood making somebody else happy. You made your parents happy. You made your siblings happy. You made your fellow students happy. You made your teacher happy. And you never made yourself happy. That's why it's so easy to go into a relationship with somebody that's all about them. You have to be all about them. That's why somebody with that kind of a mold is perfect. I'm not going to be... I learned how to not be about me. I learned how to be about you. And if all they care about is me being about them, that's a perfect relationship. I mean, for a narcissist. It's unhealthy as fuck. And pretty soon you're going to get so damaged that you can't give them what they want anymore, and they chuck you to the curb. There's other things involved. If you are hit as a child, you believe you deserve it. You allow other people to hit you as an adult. If you witness your parents cheating on each other, then cheating isn't that bad in a marriage. You know, there's so much psychology involved. And these are things that you need to explore. And it really, really helps to do this with someone else. It's really difficult to do this by yourself. This is something you need help with, usually. A therapist, a counselor, a life coach, somebody with experience in this will help you to, find out why this happened. Okay? All right. Anonymous, Nashville, Tennessee. Go Titans. My ex-narcissist pressured me to have sex. I said no, and he said he will take it. I refused. He blocked me from the dating site, but consistently looks at my profile. Yes. Now, you met a predator on a dating site. Okay? This guy does this all day, every day, to everybody. That's nasty. He said, I'll take it. He basically told you he'll rape you. This guy sounds like a psychopath, sociopath. Okay? He's an absolute predator. And he has obviously raped people before, and no one has said anything about it to get him in trouble. So he will continue to do it until someone says something. The best thing you could do is say something to this dating site, at least, about this person trying to rape you. These guys are fucking children, man. And he blocked you, but now he checks out your profile. I'm telling you, these guys never believe it's over. Even if for a second they think, yeah, I'm discarding this person, fuck them, I'm done with them. It's never over. It's when you discard a piece of garbage, you throw it away, you don't look at it anymore, you don't think about it anymore, you're done with it. They don't. They get back into the garbage, they pick it up, they dust it off, they look at it, they say, can I get anything else out of this? My garbage. You know, it's all mine. Yes, they will continue to look at your profile. Hopefully, after time, he'll forget about you, because they do, they forget. And then little things kind of trigger their memory. But hopefully he'll forget. The best thing to do for you is to stay off dating sites and go meet normal people in normal places in normal situations when you already know you at least have a common interest, because that's where you met. You guys are in the same town, same city. You guys met in the same section of the grocery store, in the health food section. You guys are at least have something in common. You live in the same town and you both eat health food. But when you go on a dating site, you open yourself up for every single fucking predator in the world. And you put your profile up there and say, this is me, this is what I like, this is what I'm afraid of, this is what's happened to me, blah, 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 blah. And they know, they can pick that shit up, who you are, right away. Chris Saint, how conscious are narcissists and sociopaths of their rage? They use the term blackout during a rage. Yes. Now, big difference. Humongous difference between narcissistic rage, sociopathic rage, borderline rage. I always say borderline is the absolute worst. Psychopaths. Now, this is something that you guys should know. This is the difference, Chris. Psychopaths and sociopaths, they remember everything. You can go and interview psychopaths about their murder. You can go find them in prison and talk about their murder that happened a long time ago, and they still remember every detail of that day. They can tell you what they had for lunch, what they had for breakfast, and what they wore that day. So they remember. I don't believe they necessarily black out. A narcissist and a borderline, yeah, I think they black out. I think and borderlines go into such rage, they can slip into psychosis. Actual psychosis, be psychotic. And hallucinate and shit like that. But the sociopathic rage and psychopathic rage, I believe, is directed. I believe there's direction, and I believe there's reason for it. And I believe that and we know now that they remember everything during that rage. During their murder. They remember. They remember every detail. What happened before, what happened leading up to it, what happened after. They don't remember. They don't forget shit. And they'll sit there and calmly tell you. Hope that helps answer your question, Chris. Last one. Joseph Gallo. Can I be a primary source of supply if I'm not having sex with the person? Yes. She sticks to me all the time, and I'm not sure why. I tell her to leave, and she won't. And there's more I read, Joseph. This is a young girl who you're helping, who appears to be disordered, borderline, narcissist. And no matter what, you can't get rid of her. Yeah, you can. You can get rid of her. You don't have to let her in your house. You don't have to keep feeding her. You don't have to keep giving her money. You don't have to keep giving her attention. And situations like this are bad. They're really bad. And I'll tell all of you. And the situation that you may have been in before, where you date somebody and you say, well, no, I don't want to be with you. We're not really actually together and stuff like that. Those kind of situations get ugly. Really, really bad. Especially with disordered people, because They have an expectation of what they're going to get from you. And if you aren't straight with them, right? Even if you are kind of straight with them and tell them exactly what it is, if they don't get what they want, they'll slip into a fucking rage and they will do some scary ass shit. And the longer this goes on for, if you let this person in your house for 2 years and they want to be close to you and you refuse to, I'm telling you, if this person's disordered, be careful. Be careful. You're playing with fire. Have her removed. Tell her to leave. Tell her to leave. Take the key. Don't let her back in. Okay? She's using you anyways. I hope that helps, Joseph. If not, let me know and I'll help you in the next video. To all of you guys, if I didn't answer your questions well enough or I left something out or maybe I misunderstood, ask me again. I'll answer it in the next video. No problem at all. Okay? I don't mind. I want you to understand. If you don't understand, then somebody else doesn't understand. And if I missed a question, I'm so sorry, you guys. Don't get mad at me, okay? I will never leave a question out. Okay? I'll never. I'll answer every question, even if it's repetitive. Even if I answered it last video. I'll answer it again this video. I don't care. You guys need to know this. The truth is so important. The truth is important. The truth will help you heal. You have to understand what happened. And you also have to know what happened so you don't do it again. Okay? Just feeling better isn't enough. Just feeling better will happen, but it will allow you to go do this again. People forget. We forget this stuff. We forget and we trust people again and we never actually fix the problem. There's a problem, you guys. It's not your fault, but there's a problem. It needs to be fixed and this will mean you'll be happy. Okay? So fix it. It's not hard. It's not hard. You just got to do it. You just got to try. You just got to want it. Okay? Thank you guys so much. All right? If you get a chance, check out the website. Okay? Ask me any questions you want. I'll answer them in the next video. Okay? Thank you guys so much. Take care. Love yourself first. Bye-bye. Danny Dog Productions.